Superstars. This is Professor Don Bush from the Accounting Superstar YouTube channel. Glad you're here. This is the place to learn accounting. I've been a professor for about 30 years, CPA for about that long, and I've got great ways to explain accounting, so welcome aboard. Here's what we're doing today. We are studying inventory, the last in, first out method of inventory, ending inventory determination, and cost of goods sold. And when I was in school, it was kind of tough here, but I've got a great way to explain it, and you will get it. So let's get started. Here's what I've got. We're using these exact same numbers as in the videos for the weighted average method and the first in, first out method. So numbers are the same, but the technique's a little different. So what I've got a chart here of all the activity of Fred's snowblower service for the month of January. Fred started out with a beginning inventory of 10, and then he purchased 8 more snowblowers, and then he sold 2, and purchased 4 more, and so on and so forth. So the numbers in blue represent his beginning inventory and his purchases. And the numbers in the pink salmon color represent sales, and they're listed at retail price. So all we're going to do is we're going to just simplify things and figure out the ending inventory and cost of goods sold based on last in, first out. So here we go. The number of snowblowers sold are in the pink salmon color. So Fred sold 2 here, sold 3 more, sold another 2, sold 3 more, and so on and so forth. And if you add up all the snowblowers that were sold, the grand total is 26 snowblowers sold. Now we need to do the same thing for the retail price here of the snowblowers sold. So if you add up the $2,400 worth of snowblowers sold, the $3,000 of snowblowers sold, the $2,400 and the $3,300 and so on and so forth, you get a grand total of $31,300 worth of snowblowers sold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down and create another chart here and simplify things a little bit. So I'm going to split the screen so we can see 2 things at once. On the upper half of the screen, we have the original chart, and down below we have another chart that we're going to use to simplify things and make this last in, first out inventory system a lot easier for us. So beginning inventory, so the number of units in beginning inventory, well, from the original chart, there are 10. And the cost per unit, $750 per unit. And if you go 10 times 750, you get $7,500. Now, on January 3rd, Fred made a purchase of 8 snowblowers. And those snowblowers cost $760 each. Well, if you do the math, you get $6,080. And all I'm doing is copying this line down to here. On January 5th, Fred purchased another 4 snowblowers at $780 each, for a grand total of $3,120. So all I'm doing is taking what was purchased up above in the original chart and just copying them down below here. So I'll just copy all the numbers here real quickly. There we are. So there's all the purchases for the month of January. So I'm going to get rid of this split because we don't need it anymore. There we are. So here's what we need to do. We need to figure out the total available at cost and the cost of goods sold, ending inventory. Very easy to do. So the total available cost, all we're going to do is add up this column right here. Number of units, 10, 8, 4, 6, 5, and so on. Add it all up. And we have a grand total of 40. So during the year, Fred had a grand total of 40 snowblowers that he had available to sell. Now the cost of goods sold, how many snowblowers were sold? Well, we figured that out right up above here. The number of snowblowers sold was 26, and we figured that out from the upper chart here. The upper chart, we just counted how many snowblowers were sold in the pink salmon color. So coming down here, so 26 were sold. And therefore, ending inventory has got to be, well, 14. In other words, if you have 40 snowblowers available to sell and you sold 26, you probably have 14 left. There we go. Now, we don't need to do anything with the middle column here, but we'll do the same thing here with the outer column, the last column, total cost. So total available at cost, all we're going to do is add up the total column, folks. Just add it up. There we go, 31,460. Grand total. Now, the cost of goods sold, this is where things get tricky because we are using the last in, first out method. Last snowblower in is the first snowblower out. And you might say, well, why are we doing this? Why do we do last in, first out? What's that all about? Well, a long time ago, somebody figured out that if you use the last in, first out method to figure out your cost of goods sold and ending inventory, that you might be able to save a significant amount of money in taxes. Now, your business isn't doing any better or worse, but you could save a lot of money in taxes. So this method, last in, first out, became pretty popular. And it doesn't really matter which snowblowers are sold. You're just going to account for them on a last in, first out basis. These 5 snowblowers, they were the last ones in. So in other words, they're the first to go. And these 2, well, they were the next to the last in, so they're also gone. This 5 here, they're sold too. In fact, here's how we would figure it out. We sold 26 of these, right? We sold 26. So these 5 here are sold. 26 altogether were sold. Now that also means that these 2 were sold. Last in, first out. And these 5 were sold. So at this point here, I have to add this up. 5 and 2 and another 5 are 12, So these 6 here were sold. These were sold, which brings us to what here? 18. And these 4 were sold. That brings us to 22. And right here, we've got 4 that were sold and 4 left. So on this line here, 4 were sold and 4 are left. So let's add this up one more time. Last in, first out. These 5 were the last ones in. They're the first ones to be sold. 5 sold plus another 2, that's 7. Another 5, that would be 12. Another 6, that would be 18. Another 4, that would be 22. And we want to get to 26. So that means that 4 of these 8 were sold and there's 4 left. So our ending inventory is going to be here. It'll be 4 left at 760 each. So 3,040. These were left. This would be our ending inventory. We also have these 10 left in the beginning inventory. 10 left at 750 each. That's $7,500. There we go, 7,500 and 3,040. If we add these 2 numbers up right here, that'll be the value of our ending inventory. So our ending inventory is going to be 10,540. So I get that from adding the 7,500 plus the 3,040, you get 10,540. That is the value of our ending inventory, 10,540. The cost of goods sold is really easy. If we had 31,460 available and we have 10,540 that are still here at the store, what did we sell? It'll just be the difference between those 2 numbers right there. 20,920 is what we sold. And this is on a LIFO basis, last in, first out. So I've got a summary table right down here. Let's fill it in. So the sales, we got the sales from up above here, from the original chart essentially. So here we go, 31,300 was the total amount of the sale. And cost of goods sold, right here, 20,920. Gross profit is simply the difference between these 2 numbers. 31,300 minus 20,920 is your gross profit, a really important number. And the ending inventory. The ending inventory is going to go on the balance sheet at 10,540. So there you go. So folks, that's how you figure out your ending inventory and cost of goods sold on a last in, first out method. Not too bad. All right. Well, folks, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, let me know, and go to accountingsuperstars.com to get a listing of these videos. So until next time, we'll be back.